Are you guys sick of me talking about All In? Please let me know genuinely and I will stop with the All In stuff. But I find this just fascinating, the event fascinating as a whole. But I'm finding it very difficult now to find thumbnails that I have not used and different images and match graphics that I can use to, propel my All In content forward. But if you don't like the All In content, let me know in the comments and I will shut my mouth. But it's interesting. Shall we talk about it? Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm Hugh McQuaid and today we are talking about AEW All In Wembley brackets again, but we are talking about the attendance figures, the attendance record that has been set by All In Wembley. But before we dive into that, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts on All In Wembley down below in the comments and I'll try and reply to every single one of them as we dive into the content. AEW All In is just a week away, 7 days. At this point, what are we on? I will probably be queuing outside Wembley to get into that stadium at doors opening at 3:30. So, we are a week away, and it is near enough official now. It's been reported by the reliable WrestleTix that AEW All In is now the most successful in terms of attendance wrestling event ever. I'm going to try that sentence again. It has the highest paid attendance of any show in wrestling history. It has officially passed WrestleMania 32. WrestleMania 32 was on a lovely number of 80,709. AEW All In has now crossed that by about 100 at 80,846. There are resale tickets available as well for All In, which could propel it forward. They have been sold. Obviously, everything's in flux, but as of now, it is the biggest attendance in wrestling history, not including the career shows, because people had to go to them. Okay, so here we are. By the way, brackets as well. Before I dive into this, my information comes from the ever reliable Cultaholic website, where they do some wonderful stuff, some wonderful boys. This is good. This is good, isn't it? Now, first of all, I find it hard to fathom how WrestleMania 32 was such a success, because I actually looked at the card for WrestleMania 32, and I know it's often, I've seen it a long time ago, never watched it again. It isn't a great show, but there's a lot of blur on there. Obviously, you have the big Triple H, Roman Reigns dud of a main event. You have the cool ladder match with Zack Ryder winning, but there's not a lot on that show, so I'm shocked that one over like your WrestleMania 30 and potentially your WrestleMania 31, which I think would have stronger cards. How they didn't become the highest paid attendance, I don't know. Baffles me. But All In is the highest. UK fans, thank you to you, because we've all shown up. We've all shown up to support professional wrestling in the biggest form that we can, and not just the man, the company WWE. We are supporting AEW, which has a huge demographic here in the UK. It is available on free TV. So, what a good strategy by TK. I think we were all a bit sceptical when he announced Wembley Stadium, not Wembley Arena, for their first show, and my God, has that gamble paid off. That All In gamble is mental, because obviously you had the original All In, the sort of joint sort of AEW show, the beginnings of All Elite Wrestling, where Dave Meltzer said to Cody, no show other than WWE will be able to sell 10,000 tickets, and they did, which was amazing. And now you have this other gamble of All In, and it's paid off again. It is absolutely paid off again for All Elite Wrestling. What does this mean? What does this mean for the general wrestling scene here in the UK and Europe? I think, by God, there are people in Titan Towers fuming, seething at this number. And whenever WWE see a record that has been broken, they would like to break it again. I think, hands down now, probably in the next 4 years, we are going to get a WrestleMania in the UK. I strongly believe that now, because they want to try and take back that record. They do. They are just that petty. And I think Wembley Stadium running it for WWE, which is, it'd be insane for the wrestling audience, and insane for WWE to attempt to do what AEW did, capture that lightning in a bottle twice, because we'll see what fans are into. Obviously, they showed up for Clash at the Castle, showed up for Money in the Bank, which is on a smaller scale because it was in an arena, but WrestleMania is just festivities galore. 2-night event probably here in the UK. I think that is near enough a guarantee. Following from Cena's Money in the Bank comments, which were bizarre, we have now, I think it's all near enough confirmed, next 3 years WrestleMania will be in the UK, which is mental if you're a wrestling fan, because we're getting spoiled. We are the turf that the two biggest wrestling companies in the US are fighting over. We have proven to be a strong demographic for pro wrestling, which I love. And I think that shows just throughout the year, particularly this back end of the year. There's a lot of shows going on, especially surrounding All In. Obviously, you've got the Rev Pro show, Progress and Defy. You've got Riot Cabaret. You have got Impact doing their tour. There's so many great wrestling shows that are really booming and doing well. Look at North Wrestling over in Newcastle. They sold out their biggest show, Thunderstruck, I think it was called, main evented by Liam Slater and Leon Slater in a cracking match, which I recommend you check out. It's available on YouTube. It's just mental here in the UK, and I hope this leads to a full resurgence of the British indie scene like it was back pre-NXT UK, because promotions like Progress, Defiant, Riptide, they were all putting out incredible content, incredible wrestling shows throughout the country, and it's happening again. Just top to bottom, these cards are absolutely stacked. You just look at the Rev Pro show from Saturday night before All In. Shingo Takagi versus Will Ospreay. You've got Ishii versus Luke Jacobs, which looks fantastic. There's so many great wrestling perks that come out of the main companies doing well, and I don't want this to necessarily be a story of AEW's done amazing, because they have, obviously, but a rising tide raises all ships, and I think this is probably, at least for us here in the UK, probably the closest we're going to get to a proper wrestling boom period, because I know, at least for me, the past few wrestling shows that I've been to, I don't know if they've necessarily sold out, but they've been pretty full. They've been pretty hot crowds. I think there's just a lot of love behind professional wrestling right now, and as a fan, it's only intoxicating. It's just intoxicating, this love and groundswell of support for professional wrestling. So be sure to check out your independents and support them like you're supporting AEW, because all wrestling is good wrestling. So support your Progresses, your Wrestle Carnivals, your Defies, everything. Wrestling Revolver, House of Glory, I know they're in America. But support your local independent wrestling, because it's just a fun time to be a wrestling fan. It's just amazing. Just amazing. And I think, to answer the question of this video, sort of what does this mean for the British scene, for British wrestling in general, I think this can only mean good things. And that is that the quality is going to keep being pushed. The bar is going to keep being raised in terms of storytelling, in terms of athleticism, in terms of diversity. It is a wild time to love professional wrestling. So AEW All In Wembley has broken the record. It has broken the record. What do you guys think about that? Down in the comments below, let me know. Will you be going to All In Wembley? Let me know that as well. I want to know everything about All In Wembley. What is your favourite, I'm going to put that out there, what is your favourite indie wrestling promotion that you've ever been to? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.